Chapter 16, Dominating the Scene, Part 1. Who are you, really? Zhou Zhenghao's legs went weak with fear, and he couldn't stand anymore. His muscles trembled uncontrollably under the immense pressure. Xiao Lingfeng smiled at the question. He crouched down in front of Zhou Zhenghao and slowly said, "Who am I? I'm just Xiao Lingfeng. Nothing too powerful, just the leader of the heavenly god hall. Nothing remarkable, really, only took down a few hundred enemy organizations in the outer regions. Compared to your Zhou family, it's insignificant, truly. Your Zhou family is much more impressive, right? Bullying my wife, hurting my daughter. Really impressive." By the time Xiao Lingfeng finished speaking, his voice had grown cold, sending chills through the air. Zhou Zhenghao, now certain of Xiao Lingfeng's identity, turned pale with fear. A putrid smell filled the air as he lost control of his bladder, terrified beyond belief. Stammering, Zhou Zhenghao pleaded, "I'm sorry. I didn't know they were your wife and daughter. Please, forgive me. I don't want to die. Please, I don't want to die." Xiao Lingfeng stared at him and replied, "Do you really think you can live? Do you believe that after bringing 3,000 elite warriors of the Heavenly God Hall and dozens of warlords, and being prepared to confront the Dragon Kingdom's war division, would still spare you?" Xiao Lingfeng stood up and paused before continuing, "I'll be kind enough to give you a little more time. Breathe in the last air you'll experience in this world." With that, Xiao Lingfeng turned away and walked over to Shenqing Tian, giving him a light smile. Shenqing Tian was so scared that he scrambled to his feet, bowing his head respectfully, "Mr. Xiao. I'm sorry for my ignorance earlier. Please, forgive me for the foolish joke I made." Inside, Shenqing Tian was devastated. Was this the man his daughter had begged him to come and rescue? This was no ordinary person. Xiao Lingfeng commanded the mighty Heavenly God Hall, a force that spanned thousands of miles in the outer regions, feared by all foreign powers. He was their leader. Shenqing Tian felt the urge to cry. How had he even dared to suggest that Xiao Lingfeng should leave earlier? The sheer embarrassment overwhelmed him, making him bow even lower. As his mind raced, Shenqing Tian thought about kneeling in front of Xiao Lingfeng, desperate to show respect. After all, Xiao Lingfeng's influence was beyond measure. However, as he was about to kneel, Xiao Lingfeng gently stopped him. With a smile, Xiao Lingfeng said, "No need for such formality between us. I remember your effort to assist me earlier. From now on, you and your family will be friends of the Heavenly God Hall. Please, rest for now." Shenqing Tian eagerly nodded, his excitement impossible to hide. His body trembled with joy. Zhou's family would certainly be destroyed tonight, and there was no one left to save them. With Xiao Lingfeng as his ally, Shenqing Tian saw his family's future in a new light. They would rise to the top of Qianjiang City, and who knows how far they could go. Meanwhile, the once powerful member of the Shen family, Shen Sihai, was so terrified that he soiled himself, his face as pale as death. He knelt before Shenqing Tian, furiously knocking his head on the ground as he pleaded, "Big brother, I was wrong. It was the Zhou family that forced me. Please believe me, I was coerced." "Humph." Shenqing Tian snorted coldly, casting a deadly glance at Shen Sihai. A betrayal like his would not be forgiven. At Shenqing Tian's signal, one of the Shen family's warriors immediately stepped forward and snapped Shen Sihai's neck. As for Zhou Jie, who had been knocked into the pigpen, he knelt in the filth, begging for his life, "I'm sorry. Please, forgive me. I don't want to die, I'm not even 30 yet. I haven't married, and there are so many things I haven't done. I'm not ready to die, please." But Xiao Lingfeng's eyes flashed with deadly intent as memories of rescuing his daughter surfaced in his mind. In the blink of an eye, Xiao Lingfeng clenched his fist, and Zhou Jie's body exploded into a cloud of blood, leaving no trace behind. "You deserve this. If I weren't in a rush to see my daughter, you would have died a much slower death, Xiao Lingfeng said coldly, then sat back in his chair. Tian Qi stood behind him, holding an umbrella as Xiao Lingfeng calmly stared at Zhou Zhenghao, whose face was ashen, full of despair. Zhou Zhenghao had just witnessed his son's brutal death, and now, beyond sorrow, fear of his impending doom overtook him. Never had he imagined his life would end like this. He, a man who had built an empire in Qianjiang City, who had suppressed the Shen family for so long, was now facing his end. His dreams of expansion, his ambitions, everything had collapsed. You still have a chance to redeem yourself. End your own life, Xiao Lingfeng said as Tian Qi tossed a dagger in front of Zhou Zhenghao. Zhou Zhenghao picked up the dagger but couldn't bring himself to act. Desperately, he knelt in front of Xiao Lingfeng, begging for mercy, Master Xiao, please spare me. I'll give you everything the Zhou family owns. Please, just let me live. Xiao Lingfeng leaned forward with interest, his eyes locking onto Zhou Zhenghao's. Are you delusional? I just killed your son right in front of you. Zhou Zhenghao gritted his teeth and kowtowed repeatedly, blood dripping from his forehead. He deserved to die. If you hadn't done it, I would have. Just give me a chance to serve you, Master Xiao. Xiao Lingfeng laughed, shaking his head. At that moment, the sound of hurried footsteps approached, and a group of armed elite warriors appeared. The leader bore a striking resemblance to Zhou Zhenghao. It was Zhou Fei, the strongest warrior of the Zhou family, and a member of the Dragon Kingdom's war division. Even someone in the war division? Xiao Lingfeng remarked with amusement. Zhou Zhenghao, overjoyed, pleaded, Fei-er. Save me. You're with the war division. They can't kill you without declaring war on the Dragon Kingdom. Xiao Lingfeng laughed softly. Oh. So you've placed someone within the war division, huh?